Shot by Vancouver, blocked away. And the Minnesota Wild end their 5-game winless skid. They beat the Canucks here on home ice 5 to the final. A much-needed 2 points in the standings for Minnesota tonight.
Yeah, you can't put enough on how much this one meant to the Minnesota Wild. They get it done despite the fact they gave up that first goal, and the game tied at 1 after a shaky start to the second period. But then it was game on for the most part from that point forward. They were able to put the pedal down. They cruised to a 5-2 victory. And like Joe said, they stopped the bleeding and that 5-game losing streak. Welcome to the postgame show. Kevin Falness downstairs in the Bob Kurtz Radio Center. Upstairs in the Al Shaver press box. Tom Reid was able to witness a victory. The first time on this homestand thus far. And we know that what the tensions were like after that last loss, Tom. Players-only meetings, texting going on between the captain and the head coach. Tonight, the Wild can enjoy a Saturday night with a little bit of a sigh of relief.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. You know, they're not out of the woods yet. They've got some tough games coming up, starting with Tuesday night with Nashville coming to town, then back on the road again for a couple of games. And it's no easy match in Carolina, who's a much-improved hockey club by my estimation. The Islanders are going to be better. But Minnesota winning this game, that is a step in the right direction. There's no question about it.
What did you like most about this one, besides the score, which is obvious? They needed the win, and no matter how it came, if it was an ugly victory, they would certainly take it at this point. But what did you like about the overall effort over the 60 minutes?
Well, once again, I thought the first period, getting that first goal is so important for the team, too, because if they don't get it, then there's a big letdown on the bench and on the guys on the ice. But they made it work here tonight, and there's no question there's a long way to go with this club, but it has to start with a victory. They got that one here tonight. Now they have to put some together to put themselves back in a position to be in a playoff picture by the end of the year.
Lots of guys we could point to, including Vinny Hinostroza, who I believe Joe O'Donnell's going to talk to here in a little bit, credited with the eventual game winner. A couple of points on the night for him. But how about Vladimir Tarasenko, Tom? The Wild didn't make a ton of moves in the offseason. That was one of them tonight. Pays huge dividends with a 3-point outing.
Yeah, and I've liked Tarasenko just watching him since he got here. Also, he's one of those guys that has that speed. There's no question that he's got the wherewithal to have the good looks at the pucks and make some good things happen. But he won the Cup of St. Louis back in 2019, and you know he's a guy that can score. He gets in some of the dirty areas at times, and he's got good skating ability. So that really has helped this team here. He's one of the guys I thought had a good contest for this club.
And what did you think of the goaltending? We know that whatever problems the Wild had in the first month of the season, it wasn't all on the goaltending. It wasn't all on Philip Gustafsson. But as much as the Wild needed a good effort, he needed a good outcome. Head lost 4 straight and got his first win of the season in St. Paul tonight.
Yeah, and he was the guy who was going to make my play of the game from the Minnesota side, not because he was so spectacular, but because he made the saves he had to make. And he kept the puck out of the net and helped his team on to victory here. He's faced about 28 shots in this game, so he's stopped 25 of the 26 out of 28, which was a good plus for him. Obviously, Minnesota's got to find a way to get more offense going with his hockey, more shots shots to the front of the net, more bodies to the front of the net. But, you know, it's a step in the right direction. Takes off some of the worry that I'm sure the players and management and coaching staff had on this club. But it's a work in progress, as we know, Kevin. We've talked about this before, but I thought that Gus did the job he had to do today, and that was to get the W.
Couple of days in between games, and then they wrap up the homestand on Tuesday against Andrew Brunette and the Nashville Predators. 2 teams struggling in the Central Division. Both teams need a win in a bad way, and certainly the Wild would love to close out that homestand with a victory.
Yeah, I actually thought that the Nashville would be a better team than they are right now. Last year I thought was an anomaly because they brought in some high-powered players that really didn't produce for them during the course of the year, and I thought maybe the summer off and the fact now that they're settled in down there that might make them a little bit better, but they're in a situation, too. They're still growing and trying to make some things happen. I just hope they don't grow too much on Tuesday.
That's right. All right, Tom, thank you. Enjoy the night. We'll talk to you Tuesday.
Thanks, Kevin.
Tom Reid from upstairs in the Al Shaver press box joining us in the postgame show following a 5-2 win over the Vancouver Canucks.